Hello, my dear students. How are you today? I hope all of you are safe at home and following our online classes regularly. Today, we are going to talk about Tech Question Part 2. So, without further ado, let's get started. Before going to start Tech Question Part 2, I would like to have a quick look on our previous class. On our previous class, we talked about the structure of a Tech Question. That is, the statement and the comma is given in the question paper. We have to fill in the auxiliary verb, the pronoun, and finally the question mark. To solve a tech question without any mistake, I gave you 4 easy techniques. Do you remember what are they? The first one was start from the right side. That means write the question mark first. It sounds a bit weird, but it will make your answering the question easily. Trust me. Find out the subject from the given statement to get the relative pronoun. As we know, we will use the pronoun of the given subject. Thirdly, find out the verb from the given statement to get the relative auxiliary verb. And finally, the most important point, cross-match the pronoun with the auxiliary verb, and remember the auxiliary verb in the text will always follow the pronoun. So in these techniques, this is the key point, the shortcoming. Okay, so when we solve a question, take like for an example, our pronoun is they and the verb tells us to write the auxiliary verb does, and what we'll do, does and they don't go along, isn't it? It is not does they, it has to be don't they. So to follow this technique you have to keep in mind always this point, that means cross match the pronoun, and remember the pronoun will always follow, the auxiliary verb will always follow the pronoun. That means if the pronoun tells you to write don't, you have to write don't, not does. All right. And we also talked about subjects and their pronouns. As we know, I, we, you, they, he, she, it, they are pronouns itself. So if the subject in the given statement is I, we, you, they, he, she, it, etc., then we have to use them as the pronouns itself. All right. If the subject is a male person, we use the pronoun he. If the subject is a female person, we use the pronoun she. Moreover, if the given subject is an object like book, pen, fan, table, chair, etc., we use the pronoun it. And if the given subject is in plural and it's an object, then we use the pronoun they. Like books, chairs, tables, etc., we use the pronoun they. If the subject is something abstract like the mother, we are not talking about a mother, we are talking about the qualities of a mother. So it is of course it is abstract. So if something is abstract, then we use the pronoun it. Honesty, it. Alright. Auxiliary verbs and their negative form. So follow the chart closely. Here, am is aren't. Remember, some students always make mistake. They write amn't. It's not amn't. If we make it negative in short form, then we have to use aren't, not amn't. Am not. It's okay. But if we make the short, if we write the short form, we have to use aren't. And here, have, haven't, don't have, has, hasn't, doesn't have, had, hadn't, didn't have. So we get two forms for each in have, has, had. Why is it that? We'll uh, talk about it later on. Okay. And later, shall, shan't, will, won't. Okay. So the difference here is am, aren't, shall, shan't, and the rest I'll talk about later. Okay. So the suffix n apostrophe t is used for almost for all of the auxiliary verb to make them negative. Okay. Now the most important part, I'm going to talk about some important rules to solve tech questions. If there is let's at the beginning of the given statement, we write shall we. Let's do it. The answer will be shall we. So before you make the answer, I would like to tell you, if an imperative sentence starts with word let's, the tag will be shall we. So I hope you can solve the given question over here. Let's play football. What will be the answer? Right. It will be shall we. Alright. If there is don't, let him, let me, let her in the given statement, the answer will be will you. Let's have a look at some examples. Don't do it. Will you? Let him, her, me. That means let him, let her, let me do it. The answer will be will you? Don't run in the sun. Will you? If an imperative sentence starts with the word don't, let him, let me, let her, let them, the tag will be will you. So what will be the answer of this question? Let him play cricket now. Obviously the answer will be will you. Alright, let's go to the next slide. Request, order, advice. If the given statement suggests a request, an order, or an advice, then we use will you, would you, can you, could you in our answer. So let's have a look. Always speak the truth. Would you? Finish the work as soon as possible. So always speak the truth is an advice. Finish the work as soon as possible. It's an order. And please stay here for them. So what is it? An order, an advice, or a request? You answer me. If an Imperative sentence starts with a verb and indicates request, order, advice. You will use one of the will you, would you, can you, could you in answer. Alright. So now tell me, please stay here for them. What kind of statement is it? Request, order, or advice? Yes, it's a request. Alright. So the answer will be will you, or would you, can you, could you, whatever. Alright. So that's all for today. In our next class, I will come out with some more important rules on tech question. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.